right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this Saturday afternoon. That's right, 2 videos in 1 week. What more can we ask for? It's just too much mean in your life. I recommend you bookmark this and you come back and watch it next week, because I don't want to overload you with the meanness. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing great. I'm excited. I had a great week at work. It was a short week for me because I was off Monday. I was at the convention, Gamehole Con, going to doobly-doo and the archives and watched the review of my of me talking about Gamehole Con. It was fantabulous. You can probably see what's going on the screen here. I gotta shoot some love to Zadmar of Zadmar Games, aka Richard Woodcock. This guy just keeps spitting out the hits. He's on Drive-Thru RPG. Do yourself a favor. If you've got kids, if you've got friends that are tired of the D&D or the Pathfinder or the, dungeon world and the complex rules and taking forever to build a character and trying to figure out the mechanics and explaining, this and that, take a back seat. Relax. Pick up Tricube Tales by Zadmar Games. Now, you guys probably have heard me talk about Zadmar Games before because he makes a number of card decks that you can buy through Drive-Thru. I don't have a copy out here with me because I'm not currently playing Savage Worlds, but I did play some Savage Worlds Pathfinder at Gamehole Con, and I kind of wish I had some of his cards with me because they would have been perfect. But anyway, Tricube Tales, minimalist system. I believe, if I remember correctly, talking to him, he created this as just a quick thing for him to play with his kids, and that's what better reason is there to create games than to have, parent time and to do something fun with your kids. I mean, no matter who it is. We all remember sitting down on the floor and playing with our G.I. Joes or our Star Wars action figures with one of our parents or both of our parents or whatever, or big brother, little sister, whatever. We have all done this. This is the world of make-believe, and we love it. We thrive on it. So let's support a guy that is just going gangbusters on it. This guy throws out a little Tricube Tales. It seems like one a month. I mean, it's crazy. But of course, this is October, so we've got a special Halloween one. But I wanted to take a second, really, to just do this video and throw some support towards Zadmar Games and Richard, because he does really make really cool things that have a lot of thought behind them. And if nothing else, these things, I just went and checked all the prices on Drive-Thru, and I don't think any one of these little, like, one-page adventure almost tales or settings, whatever you want to call it, I don't think any of them are like over $2. So some of them I've seen as low as like 50 cents. So I have them all because Richard is just super awesome, has sent them to me since he started making these. I did a review of his cards because I really liked them, and I think he started sending me free stuff after that. So this is not endorsed by Zadmar. He doesn't even know I'm making this video. This is just something that I'm passionate about, and I hope you are too, or at least you get a feel for it and decide to go out and support him. He's a small-time publisher. I believe he's in Germany, and he does this stuff for the passion of it. He doesn't do it to get rich. So if you've got a spare $5 in your pocket, go support him, and you'll get some cool stuff. But what I wanted to do with this video is I wanted to take a minute and just kind of look at the offerings that Tricube Tales has. Now, one of the things you're going to notice right off the bat is the art. And I'm a sucker for cool art. And so one of the things I gotta say that I am really impressed with is, well, there you go. Writing and layout is by Richard Woodcock. Cover illustration, Luigi Castanelli. Interior artwork, this is what gets me. Rick Hershey, Storn Cook. Come on, right there is the price of admission. Storn Cook is doing a lot of the art in here, and you immediately recognize his art. You can see some playtesters and feedback. The legalese, this is done under the Creative Commons So obviously you guys can use it. Just give him credit. Quality Stark Art, Rick Hershey, and Fat Goblin Games. They do a lot of cool stuff. So we're looking at, I think, 53 pages. I think it's more like 58. Maybe the page numbering is off. My PDF viewer of choice is Foxit. I've never had a problem with it, and it's saying it's 59 pages, but that may be including page breaks and stuff, which I'm sure it is. But, I mean, look at the genre rules, first of all. Character creation is 2 pages. 2 pages. Advancement is a couple of pages, 12 to 19. 7 pages. It's amazing. Game rules, challenge, combat, archetype, perks, and quirks. There you go. Quirks are kind of negative things. Perks are good things. This is a 3D6 game. You're going to need a couple of different types of tokens, like I think a total of like 3 different types of tokens. So glass beads, red, white, and blue poker chips, whatever you got laying around. M&Ms. I've seen people. M&Ms are really great to do with kids. If you're gaming for kids and you're doing like Tricube or Savage Worlds for bennies, M&Ms work perfect because the kids are so excited to use them, and then they get to eat them. So that's just a little thing I do at some of my conventions when I run kids games. But anyway. And then your genre rules, and this is where Tricubes really, really shines. Look at the settings. Anything you want is here. Cybernetics, hack and slash, magic, non-human races, power levels, siege battles, superheroes, supernatural, vehicles. You want to play Transformers? Bow! It's right there. You could do it. You want to play Cyberpunk? It's right there. You want to play, Mutants and Masterminds? It's right there. So if you don't want those complex rule systems, you can come here, and you can go nuts. And for sometimes under $2. You can have everything you need to play. Now, the GM's going to do some work. Also, just as a note, the GM doesn't roll dice in this game. You just set them. You set the situation, and the players roll the dice. You set the difficulty, and either their perks or their quirks come into play, and they're gonna roll the dice. And like I said, it's up to 3d6 they'll roll. And I believe that if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've played. You take the highest die, and then if you have perks, you add to it. If you have quirks, you subtract from it. And of course, you have your tokens that you can use to lower the level. So if the GM says it's a difficulty 5, you could spend a chip to lower it to a 4. And if you rolled a 4, bada bing, you're good to go. So it's a super simple system. The preface, he tells how it started out, and he's talking about Drive-Thru RPG promoted the phone PDF format recently, so he thought it was a good fit for Tricube Tales. It's that portable. I have all of these on my tablet. I have an iPad Pro, and I have an iPad Mini, and I'm telling you, I want to run a game, or my friends say, "Hey, let's play something." Boom, I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I've got it right here. A 3x5 card. Boom. You don't even need a character sheet, people. That's how fast this is. So it's print on demand as well. But of course, I think this game really excels at the digital format. I'm a grognard. I like physical hard copies. That's just me. But these, you'll see when we go over some of these different settings, they're a single sheet of paper, maybe front and back sometimes, but most of the time, just a single sheet of paper. You might have to print front, back. My plan, what I plan to do, is print all of these in color and put them in a binder, or even go one step further. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I apologize. Go one step further and get them spiral bound at your local UPS or Kinko store, and just have it where you can flip open to the page you need, and you can run. Boom, you're good to go. So he tells you a little bit about the game. It's a minimalist, narrative-driven tabletop RPG designed to handle a variety of different genres and settings, and it doesn't require much setup or bookkeeping. So he assumes you know what an RPG is. So while it's not for everybody, this is pretty easy, like for young kids and stuff, to get into this. It's very simple, and they will pick it up. You got 8, 9, 10-year-olds at home, they're going to dive into this with no problem. So, and it's a standard, it's just like D&D, it's just way simpler, and in my opinion, a lot more fun. than your traditional RPGs because it's so minimalist. We all talk about the old school Renaissance and OSR hacks and everything, and the black hack and all that. This is even simpler. If you're an OSR fan or an old school, D&D fan, and you like your traditional, it gets even simpler than that. This is super quick and fast. You choose a setting. They give you an example of play here, and then look, that's Storn art. If you don't know what Storn Cook's art looks like, just get off my channel. I don't have time for you. I'm a huge Storn Cook fan, and of course I'm joking. I don't mean get off my channel. I'm being silly, but I love Storn Cook. Character creation is a sentence. It's descriptive. A brawny knight of noble upbringing with a strict code of honor and an agile journalist with spider-like superpowers. Anything you can do, you can make your character. And here they give you some examples. Perks, quirks, karma, and resolve. Those are what you'll need tokens for. And then the gear that you have. And it's so simple. And you go through this. I mean, there's some more Storn art. So here's an archetype, the agile cyborg gunslinger. His perk is he has cybernetic arms. His quirk is he's arrogant. Bada bing, you're done. Agile starship pilot, lightning reflexes. She's a loose cannon, and these are, look at that, the fantastic art. Draconian Knight. You want to play D&D? Boom, you can play D&D. Brawny orc mercenary. Look at that, it's cool right there. Superhero. We've got everything, guys. You've got everything. So then we go on. Those were just some archetypes to get you started. Beautiful piece of art. Just to be honest, buy this for the art alone. If you like Storn Cook's art or Hershey's art, boom, you're sold. A 1 is a critical failure. That's it. It's pretty simple. God, I can't say enough good stuff about this. It's so easy. The narrative outcome, defeat and afflictions, recovery, at the end of a scene, all that stuff goes away, but others may last for days, hours, or weeks at the GM's discretion. Permanent affliction costs permanent karma unless converted into quirks using advances. So, yeah, some more Storn art. Pose challenges. He talks about how to do it. So this is, you are up and playing in literally minutes. Resolution, how things work. Example of combat, which is always good to know. No complex diagrams, no complex charts, no C page XX. It's all right here. I just can't talk about it. Now, this is really important. Context is important. Characters generally get to roll 3d6 for social challenges, but that doesn't mean they're always better at them. So, it's if you've run, and to be honest, this is where my Dungeon World and my Powered by the Apocalypse chops come in, because it really helps with this game. And I do recommend that if you have the time, if you have the access, go read How to GM Dungeon World. It's got a fantastic section in it, and it will come back to this, and it will really help you with Tricube, because it'll put you in that frame of mind of asking leading questions that will help the players set the world for you and set the tone and make things happen. So we go through perks, and I'm just doing a quick through the whopping 59 pages. Related knowledge, assisting allies. He's got all the rules that all the big games have. It's just super condensed and easy. Genre rules, and this is where the game shines, because you can play anything with this. You're not limited by, D&D is D&D. Try to play, superheroes in D&D. It's not easy, because I think there is finally a supplement out there, but it sets it. So you got cybernetics, hack and slash, an example, bestiary. Look, it's that simple. A dragon, rank 5, because, well, dragons are tough. They're brawny and crafty. That's all you need to know. The art, again, fantastic. Magic, if you want a magic or a psionic setting. Limitations, a spell list, mounts him in. I love that. Storn, non-human races, power levels. So if you want to do superhero siege battles, you want to do huge warfare, you could even use this for miniature combat if you wanted to do a bunch of paper heroes or skinny minis and a bunch of orcs versus elves. You could totally use these rules for that as well. Superheroes, power limitations, supernaturals, and how to get rid of afflictions, gradual decline, vehicles as characters, which I think is awesome. Transformers, here we come. Scenario, and then the next couple of pages is just giving you a scenario and what it's about with an archetype, a perk, and a quirk, and you're good to go. And so it goes on for that. I love that art. Tank. And then that's the end of the book, man. That's it. You're done. So, but because it's Halloween, we've got the Samhain Slaughter. So this is typically what you're going to buy. And then here's the cards down here. And he does have individual card decks that you can buy. You don't have to buy them, but they really do set the mood. And they give you dice on there, so you can even use the cards instead of dice as for randomness, random generator. So this is just, look, it's a 2-page. You can print it in color. You can even print it in black and white. These get a little hard to read, but they're not bad. I printed them in black and white on my printer, and they printed. I could read them, and I have bad eyes. So, Samhain Slaughter, a mysterious cult, has been terrorizing the town for months, but on the eve of Halloween, they will unleash their most audacious curse yet. And you go into it, man, and it's super simple. Character creation tells you what to do, resolving challenges, karma and resolve, confronting the evil, gives you the author, all of the required stuff that has to be on there, running the game, playing the game, and then all your manifestations of evil, haunts and hangouts and complications. And again, there's a card deck for it. So you don't have to, you can get this card deck, or you can roll the dice down there and it'll tell you, and it's just inspiration. It's icons and stuff. So super cool. So that's one setting. And then we have Eldritch Detectives. You like your Cthulhu, you want your 1930 Gaslight, and you want to play something more Cthulhu-ish, and again, and I if I remember correctly, these are not card decks. These are just, for further inspiration, roll 2 dice on the table below and use the symbol as an improvisational prompt. And he does the same thing on a couple of his different card decks. So some of these are card decks. I'm not sure if these are. Be pretty cool if they were, though, because then you could get the card deck with it, and it would just be awesome. So anyway, so there we have Eldritch Detectives. Rotten Odds. You want your zombie survival? Boom, you've got it. So again, it's set up the same way. First page tells you everything. Second page gives you all the objectives, locations, and complications, and then adding twists to the story down here with those cards. Pirates of the Bone Blade. Hey, who doesn't love pirates? I'm more of a ninja guy myself, but hey, pirates are cool. My wife's a pirate. I'm a ninja. I don't know how we ever got married. But again, 2 pages, same thing, same format. You got your twist of tail down here. You roll the dice, consult the image. You're good to go. Let's get this out here. Look how many of these we got, guys. Now, one of the things I like that I hadn't seen an RPG do in quite a while was realistic. We all escaped to fantasy, our sci-fi, our horror, our high fantasy, low fantasy, superheroes. How about modern day firefighters, the real heroes that live in this world? Here you go. So you could play this. I can see this being good for younger kids that want to learn about firefighters and stuff. You do a little bit of homework. You can go pull some cool images. And this kind of I almost see this as a learning tool, because you can teach kids about firefighters and everything and the importance of it, and doing good, so to speak. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a fantasy. And there are people that don't like fantasy settings or sci-fi or cyberpunk or whatever. So you've got it. Wardens of the Weird West. You don't have time to learn Deadlands? Bam! You've got it right here. And again, all your charts. Solo rules. This he just put out not too long ago. This is awesome. You want to play it by yourself? Now you can. Or you want to test out your setting, or you want to test out one of the other settings, and you want to see how the flow of it and everything goes. Boom. Solo rules. And again, all of these titles I think are available as a phone, formatted for your phone PDF. So if you've got like an iPhone or an Android phone, you can open these up and boom, they'll work. There's your sci-fi. Interstellar Laser Knights. Can you say Star Wars? I knew you could. You don't want to use the funky dice from Fantasy Flight? You don't have to. You've got Interstellar Laser Knights. And, of course, when you're sitting around the table, you can call them Jedi all night long. Now, obviously, for copyright and IP infringement, he can't do that. But, come on, let's face it. It's Star Wars. You can play Star Wars here. Warhammer 40K. Starship Troopers. You got it right here. Interstellar Troopers. 2 pages. You're done. You got your twist to the story down here. We got it all, guys. And look, we're not done yet. We're still going. There we go. This is one of, I think, his first ones that he put out. Tales of the Goblin Horde. This is a really good one. You're all goblins. You're playing goblins, and you're just getting into mischief and doing crazy stuff. And I believe there is a deck for this one. So super cool. You want to be silly. This is another one that could be fun with kids because kids like to do crazy, silly things, and you can do it. And then here's your hardcore fantasy. Welcome to Drakenheim. Again, 2 pages. Same thing. We're set. And then no settings complete without a cyberpunk. So chrome shells and neon streets. And what's nice about this, if you're a game nerd like me and you got a library like this behind you, you've got a wealth of inspiration that you can use to run this super simple game. So, I just wanted to take a second out to give Zadmar. He continually keeps sending me free copies. He's taking, money out of his pocket and putting it, in my mouth, so to speak. That sounds nasty. Well, let's not use that analogy. But he could be selling this, and he's sending me a free copy. So I felt it was time to show him some love. He's got quite the library out there, and I think all of this stuff is amazing. Like I said, Storm Cook's done the art for a lot of it. It's clear, it's concise, it's not overly complicated. Young kids are going to get it. It's D6s. You can raid your Monopoly set. You've got dice. Boom. You're ready to go. It just doesn't get any better than this, guys. It's super easy. And like I said, just a big shout out to Zadmar for creating really cool settings and just quick things. If you haven't used his Savage Worlds cards, I recommend you go out and pick them up because they are awesome. They're not directly for Savage Worlds, but they work really well with Savage Worlds or he's got one for a sci-fi setting as well, and they are amazing. They've got little icons on the bottom. You can use them as poker cards, so you can use them for initiative, and they're super cool. Go check them out. Go look at my review in the archive there, and you can check it out. So I hope this gives you some information. I hope this entices you to go, pick it up. Again, I think $5-6, and you can buy all of these. They're that cheap, and you'll be showing an indie publisher some love, and he does this just for the love of doing it, and I think he makes great products. Mr. Mean wholly endorses this, and like I said, Zadmar doesn't even know I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I think it's cool, and I want to bring a little more light to it, and maybe, shed you guys on it. And if you want a quick system that you can play in an evening, you can get your friends together up and running. One of your buddies doesn't show up for the D&D game or the Pathfinder game or whatever, and you can still play. You're all there. Play something quick and easy that has very little learning curve, and you're up and running. So I hope this, like I said, brings some light on Zadmar and the games and worlds that he creates that are super cool, and I hope everybody enjoys it. As always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. Check the doobly-doo for notes. Use my affiliate link. You can pick up all of these through my affiliate link, which is down in the doobly-doo. Support me on Patreon. It's $5 a month. It gets you cool things like a special color designator on my Discord. You get first shot at playing in games that I run on Foundry, and you sometimes I get put in for drawings when I have extra books or whatever that the publishers send me, or stuff in my library that I just no longer want. They're all lovingly taken care of from a smoke-free, pet-free house, and I will send them to you at my expense. So $5 a month gets you access to all of that and more. So again, like I said, help grow the Meanie Army. Stop by the Discord, say hi. We love to talk about tabletop games. And peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says be nice.